Forward! All right. Ball left! Ball left! Forward!
Welcome back, viewers, listeners, to our fourth podcast in the series, the Missing Links podcast. And today we're going to take you through the Fantastic Four's first golfing holiday. What a time to be alive. What a glorious / severe stormed weekend it was. And I'm going to pass over to Mr. Gibbs, aka Boomerang Boy, the Captain Hook. And what else did you call yourself?
The draw king. Rubbish name. We'll forget. We'll scrap that one.
Okay. Well, okay.
That's terrible.
Take us through.
Yeah, I mean, we may as well have taken our swim shorts and our flippers because I think that's what we needed to get around the greens. So yeah, the Bells Hotel and Country Club was the destination of choice for 3 days of golfing fun. So the original plan was indeed, obviously in the middle of pandemic, not ideal, but original plan was northern France. You think it's sun, you're thinking beaches, that quickly diminished to thinking about the UK. Obviously, France went in a lockdown just a month or so before, so that ruled that one out. Then we turned to Scotland, the home of golf. That again got ruled out. Then we turned to England and looking for something a bit closer to home. So so we haven't ended up with the Bells Hotel and Country Club. So Matty, first things first. What's your what did the weekend look like for you?
Rainy, very rainy.
Have you got any other words we can sum the weekend up with?
It was good, very good. I mean, we've never played really many other courses, so I don't think we've ever tried that hard on a golf course consistently. It saw some good for me anyway. It saw some very good for Joe from 180 yards, and it saw some very ugly for Ben, I guess. But what's new?
Is that the time?
I thought it was brilliant. I mean, it's something we really should look to do more. Obviously, let's pick a better time for better weather. But it was nice to play a new course. It was a beautiful setting, is what I would say. It was definitely a course that we could play. It was challenging, but not too much actually, which is great for us as near beginners, really. I didn't feel too out of our depth. Only a few lost balls here and there.
So for reference, we were in the what's it called?
New Forest.
We were in the Forest of Dean, down in Gloucestershire. So that's where the Bells Hotel is set, up in the valley. Gorgeous setting, right across the Forest of Dean, looking across to Wales. So great location for a few days of golf. But thanks, Matty. Benjamin, how would you summarize the weekend?
The weekend was tumultuous. Is the first word I'd use. The second word I would use is 2 words: life questioning. The third word would be tipsy. I'd say those are the 3 that summed it up. The first one, tumultuous, definitely refer to my golf. I think I started well pretty much every day, finished terribly, despite the course offering many opportunities for some brilliant golf. Fairly open, not that long, and decent sized greens. I'd say if you were on form, you could play some really good golf there. I definitely didn't do that. I know some of you boys did on some days. I definitely didn't. Moving on to the live questioning, there were points where I was wetter than Matt Lee's driver, and I was going, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And then I'd make a putt and I'd say, yeah, this is worth it. And then I'd go back to the live questioning again. It was pretty difficult. And then tipsy, I think the best way for me to deal with how I was feeling was to drink wine and a couple of drams of whiskey. And I think that kind of kept everything afloat for me. But it was a good weekend all in all, just soaked through, and I learned a lot about myself and my character.
I think that's a great summary. We also learned a lot about you and your character as well, Ben.
Yeah,
but
I'd agree with that.
We'll leave that there. We'll leave that there. All right. So yeah. So more specifically, how was your golf for the weekend, Joe?
Well,
And what did the rounds look like? Talk us
well,
through the bit more on the rounds.
let me tell you, Ed. Let me tell you. I'll take the listeners through what I hope is a journey into the depths of Bell's Country Club and Resort. The first hole, adjacent to the car park, as you'd expect with many clubs, starts off with a cheeky par 4. Matt's already referenced the scenery, and Ben, it's definitely it's a parkland club, isn't it? You would describe. Yeah, it's a parkland golf kind of club, so you know what to expect. There's some trees. There's also a lot of opportunity. It's quite forgiving in many ways, apart from a few hedges in a few different areas. There are plentiful amounts of water features and a wide variety of opportunities to score low. And I think, given where we've progressed to since we've actually been, I think it's a course where Ben and Matty, and I think all of us actually, could probably go quite low on our average scores. And I think you probably all agree there. It's Ben, I think you took out your driver a lot. And despite, again, maybe pushing a few out to the right there, you were able to get back on track pretty much the majority of the time with a decent wedge back in, or a decent push out through the trees. Like it was quite forgiving. And I think it's a course that would, I think for the masses, would be hugely useful. And I think this is the no better example of this is something that happened to me, quite a magical moment, and something that I'll never forget in my lifetime, and it might never happen again, is on a par 5, after hitting a rough, let's just call it a rough tee shot, about 50 yards or so. I hit a nice 6-iron to about 180 yards away from the pin. Glorious downhill approach was on offer for my third shot.
Aggressive downhill.
Was it my third shot?
No, it was your fourth shot. You birdied it. Yeah.
So don't forget water as well, Joe, just before the green.
So,
add into the spicing it up a bit.
Oh yeah,
you have to clear the water.
And water short left as well.
Yeah. There's water short right and there's water short left. So you've really got to thread the needle. Yeah, it's a bit of a runway. And what I did is, I took my 6-iron and I basically holed out from 180 yards, and it's one of the greatest things that we've ever seen. I'm never gonna see it again. Maybe, I don't know. It was just ridiculous, wasn't it? Like, that's probably the best thing I've seen on a golf course. The best things Ben has seen, apart from his own shots.
Easily.
So as a course, I would say accessible, great value for money, and enjoyable. Most of all, enjoyable.
Yeah, completely agree with all of that. Like you say, like open fairways, not too difficult, but yeah, great place to have a good round of golf. And yeah, so that actually, Joe, you've answered the next question as well. What was a favourite moment from the weekend? Joe, I don't think we need to go back to you because I think we've already got a firm grasp of what yours was. Yeah. Matty, what was your favourite moment from the weekend? And if you say Joe's 180 yard, I'm going to cry and kick you out of this meeting.
It doesn't have golf as well, Matty. It could be like, I don't know, beers with the boys afterwards. Like
anything. Yeah.
Chat, you know.
The drive home.
No, it's got to be, just to be so vain, it's got to be when we were practicing, we were getting soaked practicing, and we were just being stupid practicing shots that personally for me, I'm never going to try in and around the green. It's just, you practice your putting, you practice chipping on, and I just said, not even with my club, I think it was Ed's club, I said, I'll just come right underneath it, I'll just chip it and land it in the hole, because, whoever really says that. And there was a couple of guys around, and I think they turned to see, me thinking, God, who was this guy? Like, it's never happening. He's clearly an amateur. And obviously, by pot luck, it did. I chipped, and it just landed straight in the hole. So, for me, that was a favourite moment.
You chipped in putting green.
Yes, but it was how. I explained what was going to happen and did it.
All right.
You've sold it to me. You really have. You've sold it to me. It sounds
you've got good value for money when You know, you've got good value for money when your best moments on the practice screen.
I mean, the whole well, I shot was it 8 over or something? So the whole
18.
day was great. You know,
broke up, Matt. You broke up there, 18.
oh, what was that? Is that 18 shots on one of your holes? Or
You broke up there. You said 8. I think you meant 18.
hilarious, still bitter. No, the whole weekend, obviously, but that was just for me something.
That was great.
Just for me, yeah.
That was a great moment. I'll give you that. Benjamin, favourite moment of the weekend?
Aside from a really great putt I hit on the practice green before our first round, I'd have to say it was I want to say it was the 13th or 14th hole, maybe 13th, long par 5, uphill, full out of bounds to the right. I've been having a terrible day, as I had all of the days. It was double bogeys with the odd sprinkling of a par, but few and far between. I was in a lovely drive up the middle, which was a rarity for those few days, and then put a 7-iron from, I think it was about 200 yards. I don't know how it got there, just on the green. I think I took about 10 minutes to read the putt. I walked up, I felt the slope of my feet, came back again, did it again. I was confident in my line, and it just tickled past for an eagle. And I left myself a bit of work for a birdie, but I made it, and I shrieked like a kid at Christmas. I was so happy, much to the shock of the people on the next tee who weren't expecting a loud sudden roar for a fairly standard birdie on a fairly easy par 5. But it was something that I needed to keep myself going. I think I was at the point there where I could have walked away and gone back to my life questioning. So that was good for me. That was a tiny little pick me up amid what was really just a succession of poorly hit golf shots. So yeah, that was it really. A lonesome birdie.
A lonesome birdie. That's good. That's good. That's what everybody needs. Me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to bring this up again. We did actually play a cheeky extra round on the middle day at a neighbouring course, which for the record was stunning, and it was one of my favourite courses in this little valley.
What's it called?
Forest Hills.
Forest Hill,
yeah.
Just over the road from the Bells Country Club. Was absolutely gorgeous, really quiet. It had been raining all day, and it stopped. We got a little bit of drizzle. I think when we played, we got a cheeky 9 holes in from like 5 o'clock-ish, and we just about managed to kill off the rain. But I actually made I think it was on the 16th. We played the back 9, didn't we? So it was like the 16th hole. And I chipped in for my second birdie. Was it birdie? No, I wasn't playing very well, so I have a feeling I was chipping in for par.
It was birdie.
I think I chipped in for par. Was it birdie?
It was birdie.
Twice. I think it could have been 2 birdies. I think maybe it was. Maybe I'm underselling myself.
2.
Yeah, I chipped in for 2 birdies from probably between 10 and 20 yards away on both occasions.
Oh, more than
both
that.
off the green. Maybe you know what, Ben? Yeah, 50 yards. 50 yards.
And also, in all fairness, the second one, Ed, was from deep rough, and you were probably
It was on a bank as well, like
6 foot above the hole. So
yeah.
to get that
was
one
tough. Was tough.
Yeah,
it was definitely really tough, but I held my nerve and just hold it. And I think we've actually got a little photo of the celebration,
which
will
be featured on the video. I'll put it in the video.
Yeah.
Please put your kids to bed before watching this.
Yeah. And please don't send it to my parents, otherwise they won't let me play golf again. But yeah, all in all, great weekend. Lots of great memories. Other than that, we had a great time in the bar as well. The bar was great. They opened till midnight. 3 days on the trot. We had some nice beers. We had some food.
Great wine as well.
We had some great wine.
Good food. The food was good.
Food was all right for what we paid. It did the job. So yeah, good. We can't complain. But yes, so what for you guys? What was the best and worst part of the resort, Joseph? In a one sentence for each. Best and worst part of the resort.
Best part of the resort was the approach about 180 yards out on the 6th hole, par 5. For me, that was the best part of the resort.
What happened, Joe?
I've
yeah.
heard it before. Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I hold out from 180 yards.
Oh,
You
right.
did what?
Brilliant.
It-
Well done. Good for you.
Worst part was that
When I say resort, Joseph, I mean something that's fixed there, something part of the actual club, all right?
Oh,
If there's a statue that is imitating your 180-yarder hole out, then
No.
fair enough.
okay. Apologies. Best part of the resort was the bar.
Yeah.
Worst part was the food and decor. General decor. I think it needed an update. I know I'm going a bit grand design on it, but I think it needed an update from the 1980s.
It was backdated or a little bit outdated, but we didn't pay a lot for it. So for the money. Matty, best and worst part of the resort?
Can I say the best part just being hole 17 itself, just for me? Like
Remind us what it looks like.
it was just you well up on top.
Long par three.
Par three. Just,
Long par three.
Yeah,
6
just-
iron.
yeah, just beautiful. Yeah,
Good hole.
just for
Rate
me.
that.
Worst
There was a
part,
farmhouse on the left, right, that I almost hit it into. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah, got you. Worst part?
yeah, I got to go with Joe. It just was a bit outdated. Like, I mean, it wasn't nothing wrong with it. Just that could be improved, I guess. But
Yeah. Benjamin, what about you?
Best part, again, I think no country. You can't call it a country club without a good selection of whiskey, and a good selection of whiskey they had. We were sport for choice. We only dabbled in a few, but it was very good. And that was this is bringing out my OAP in me, but a nice dram of something tasty was good to have in the evening. So that was always good, and I appreciated that. So I would give that as a positive. The only negative I can really draw from it, maybe the accommodation just a little bit underwhelming. That was all. Just the odd sprinkle of magic here and there in the rooms. Maybe a nice pillow or some ceramic mugs. That would have been good. We have plastic cups in the room. Maybe some ceramic mugs. Just pop down to Wilco's. £1, maybe.
Yeah. In fairness, they probably haven't got £1 left over from what we'd have cost them for what we paid.
Well, that's true. And also,
So
this goes out to all hotel rooms. Cafetiere, why not?
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of the sachets. Just put a pot of coffee and a cafetiere. It'll set you back a tenner.
Yeah.
It's like when pubs have sachets of sauce rather than bottles of ketchup and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Come on, like push the boat out a tiny bit. That's all. That's the only thing I can say. Maybe a ceramic mugs would be my ending comment there. But other than that, tip top.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of this. For me, I think one of the best things that I was overwhelmed. Maybe you guys won't agree that or would expect this from a lot of courses, but I thought the drainage was exceptional.
That's true.
Sounds really, really petty and perhaps really not very exciting at all. But considering how much rain we had, I actually think we've got another clip that we can show you of Ben putting on one of the greens. Genuinely, it was like a massive puddle, and we played a couple of hours later, and all the water. It was stodgy, but the water was gone, and it was playable for what we could, what we needed. It was playable, which was far better than we'd expected. So, no, very impressive. And again, like there were permanent water features there as well, which I thought were lovely. So actually, permanent intended water features, not just.
And a couple of temporary ones when Matt couldn't wait a couple of hours to get back to the clubhouse.
Exactly. Or after we had the Jaeger bomb on the first day when we were waiting in the rain.
Do you know what, Ed?
I must have added a water feature.
I think I might have changed my highlight was a 11:58 a.m. double Jaeger bomb. I don't think it did my golf much good, but I was fired up.
Yeah, it certainly kept us warm, right? The worst. It's my worst best was seeing Joe look like he'd just been pulled out of Arctic waters after the first 9 holes on the first day.
I was so
with his umbrella. Just
honestly, he was absolutely soaked to the bones, and I bless him.
It was that tiny umbrella, the
You
really small one.
Actually, that's a good point, Matt.
Yeah.
Joe had this umbrella, which was like something out of a little bucket in a hair salon, and this bloke walks up to us at the dinner table the next day and says, "You were the lad that my wife was laughing at with the little tiny umbrella, weren't you?"
Again, I think we've got a photo we can show you this with.
I'll try and find that.
That was good.
So yeah, all in all, a very successful weekend.
Out of 5, if we're going to give it an out of 5, what would we say?
I'd give it a 3.5.
Wait, before we do this, are we going to include the value for money for what we paid?
Yeah.
Yes, I've jumped the gun there, Ed. Value for money. Yeah.
So if we're going to go for a rating out of 5 based on what we paid for it, Ben,
4.5.
Matty,
Yeah, 4.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Joseph.
Well, should we state how much we actually paid for it?
Yeah, we should do.
Maybe that would be useful. Maybe that would be useful.
We should do.
Ben, what was it per person? For
So
free
we paid £120 per person for 2 nights? 2 nights. Bed, breakfast, so 2 breakfasts, 2 dinners, and 3 rounds, 3 full 18 rounds, 54 holes of golf there. So that's £120. You're not going to find much better than that, I don't think. You're really not.
So if we break that down for a second, an 18-hole round there costs 20. I think it was over £20, but we'll assume £20.
Yeah.
That's £60 worth of golf,
Plus
2 dinners. If you take in a really reasonable 3-course meals, if you take in a really reasonable dinner for 3-course meals, we'll say 20 quid again. So that's another £40. We're looking at £100, and then we've got breakfast and
accommodation.
20 quid. So yeah.
So in answer to your question, Ed, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to
there.
give it 5 stars as well.
Yeah.
Course was great, which is what we went there for. Yeah.
I think it still would have been
Everything
4 or
else-
5 stars had the course have been naff. But
Yeah.
you had all that plus a really good golf course, which even played well in the worst conditions I've ever played in. So credit where credit's due. I think that probably is a 5-star rating on value for money there.
And
Yeah.
actually, like Ed said about the drainage, like it was the actual fairways didn't really, like, considering it was tipping down, they never got stodgy or anything. It was only the greens that drained so quick. So yeah, actually easily 5.
Yeah. So I think that answers the question of would we go again if we were looking for another cheap, inexpensive, a couple of days away. Absolutely.
Deep last minute, yeah, definitely.
Although we will try and find some better weather, because I genuinely think we picked the worst 3 days in that.
We could pick any day of the year. It won't be as bad as that.
And it won't be as bad as that. Honestly, I wish we will try. We'll find some videos and put on this to emphasise our point. But, yeah, fantastic. Well, there we have it. That's our 3-day holiday to the Bells Hotel and Country Club in the Forest of Dean in Gloucestershire. So yeah, if anybody's feeling a weekend, I know they do a good 1 night, 2 rounds deal also. I think that was about £60.
60
Yeah,
or
it
80
was.
yeah.
60 or 80 quid. So yeah, fantastic value for money. Lots of nice courses around there. So yeah, definitely check it out. I'm sure we will be back there another time, looking, for another cheeky night or 2 away. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out our Instagram and TikTok channels of the Fantastic Four, and make sure you hit subscribe on our YouTube channel down below to get some more valuable insight, or probably not so valuable, but nonetheless entertaining chat. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you all again soon.